Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be doing a review on the Bath & Body Works candle in the scent Radiant Red Maple in the 3-wick format, which retails $26.95. However, it came out during the $12.95 candle sale, plus you were able to use additional coupons if you had any. This was a part of their limited edition candle drop, and it came out alongside the Pumpkin Spice Latte and I believe Twisted Peppermint candle. Okay, so this is a re-release, so that is why in the packaging it says Vault instead of New. The fragrance notes to this say crisp Macintosh apple, smoky woods, and a hint of toasted marshmallow. So my batch, or the batch code, pour date, not sure what it's called, says 3199AG03. And then here it is in case you want to see it instead. I purchased these all from the same store, so they all had the same batch code. Okay, so let's go on to the packaging. I personally share the same opinion as many people that this just doesn't go together. I like it that the label extends all around the 3-wick candle. However, it's like stars and polka dots. It doesn't go together. I could kind of see where Bath & Body Works was going with this, because if this scent is intended to be burned or for it to be a fall/autumn fragrance, I get that there's a big orange, I believe, maple leaf, or the leaves are turning color. It loses me when the funfetti, whatever that is, explosion to the right happens. It looks like fall meets Bozo the Clown. I think I mentioned that during my haul. So I'm not really a fan. I don't think anyone is. I wouldn't have mind if they would have chose either side. However, yeah, it's just not my it's not my thing. To go on to the scent, so okay, I have one on cold that I am not burning currently. And initially when I smelled it, because a lot of people said that this was a marshmallow meets apple scent, similar to Marshmallow Fireside. And I personally didn't get that. I feel like the scent that this reminded me more of was a little bit of winter candy apple. And I think the reason why is because the apple in winter candy apple is very kind of sweet, but yet a little bit syrupy. I get, even though a syrup note isn't listed in here, I feel like this is almost like, I don't know if it's an apple that's coated with bourbon, maybe maple, just some type of syrup that's giving it this alluring candy note to it. So I think that's why people mention winter candy apple. But this is definitely not a baked apple. This is not a real fresh apple or anything like that. There is this slight smoke woodsy note, and I feel like Marshmallow Fireside can tend to lean a little bit masculine because of that just dark note that I feel like in some iterations of Marshmallow Fireside, that smoky fire note is just a little bit too intense, that I don't purchase every one of those releases, only certain ones, because some of them tend to be a little bit smokier, some of them tend to be sweeter. This one is not smoky enough for me to think, oh, I probably am not going to enjoy it. So I have the candles that I mentioned beforehand. So here we have a winter candy apple, and then to read the set notes of that one to compare: red apples, crisp pear, candied oranges. So for this one, this is a definite staple for Christmas, so probably a lot of people know what this smells like. There's something bright, young, yeah, just like artificial candy. However, the Radiant Red Maple, I feel like smells more elegant, grown up, slightly alluring because of that. I'm just so convinced that there's either a caramel, some type of booze note or something that's just topped or sprinkled into the fragrance notes that makes it very intriguing to my nose. But yeah, they share a similarity in not that it's an artificial apple, not that it's super juvenile or a bright apple, but just that they're both candy apples. And then here we have Marshmallow Fireside, which a lot of people think that, or compare it to Marshmallow Fireside plus just an apple note. And the fragrance notes to that are, let's see, toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted, vanilla, crystallized amber. And this is a Marshmallow Fireside that I personally don't really like. I have other ones that I prefer. I think one of them is in the Woodland Critters collection, I believe. Yeah, this one is just a little bit too much. I feel like it's like a deep woods note that I don't like. I personally like it when the marshmallow note is slightly less toasted and there's more of the vanilla note as well. But to get back to the candle that I'm burning, which is Radiant Red Maple. Overall, I love this scent because I feel like Bath & Body Works hasn't come out with any real new scents or something different. I feel like this is very much out of their typical gourmands, out of their typical woods, out of their typical scents that they release. I feel like this is very innovative, even though that this is a fragrance from way back either in 2015 or 2016. But okay, let's go on to the performance. I just want to say, please do not, if you want to keep this candle, do not trim your wicks or don't over trim them. I did the mistake of noting that the wicks are thinner. They're not the rope-like wicks, and they're thinner than the regular wicks from the Bath & Body Works candles, and they're not that flat wick that are seldomly used. So I trimmed maybe, I want to say it was not even a lot. It was like 2 or 3 centimeters during my first burn, and I thought this candle would never pull out. And I think that was one of the reasons why, is because that initial first burn took about 4 hours to fully pull out. And right now, I'm currently on my 5th burn, I believe. I've been burning it for about, I would say 3 to 4 hours each time, give or take. And even right now, it looks like it's about to dud out. So each time that I relight it, I do not trim my wicks at all. I just knock off the little mushrooms if it tends to form any bones from it with the scissor. If you're warming this, I think that'd be the best option. And honestly, I think that's how I recommend you to get the most out of this scent. Because this scent, in my experience, I don't know why, I think I've heard a few people say that it performs well. And I don't know if it's my batch, but this one that I got did not really throw or travel or project, and it burns kind of sucky. Okay, so I would say the most that I get, even when I burn it for like 3-4 hours, I would say it's like a light medium. So I would give it, we're talking homework status, so like 5 or 6 out of 10 in terms of strength. I think that it struggles to fill up my medium-sized room, so I would give it again a 5 or a 6. It doesn't make it past this door, so it doesn't even go past the hallway. It's not traveling anywhere. It's staying here. And it's one of those candles where I need to like leave and then walk back in. So I don't think it's that I'm going nose blind. It's just that it's struggling. It could be because of the wick issue. That's why it's not really giving off any scent. But okay, let's go on to a close-up. So when I show you this, this is how it looks like when I don't trim my wicks. Alright, so I'm going to change the angle so you can see what I'm talking about when I say that the flame is pretty puny. So typically this doesn't happen with Bath & Body Works candles until maybe the 50, 60, 70% mark. But this was already during the first burn, during the second burn, it always happens. So I noticed that the best burn that I get is maybe the first hour, hour and a half after I light it. And the reason why is because it has a little bit of extra wick to, I guess, to play with. But then when it starts burning down, it gets punier and punier. So I wouldn't say that they're puny wicks, but I wouldn't say that they're high, and I wouldn't say that they're medium. They're somewhere in between a puny wick and like a medium wick. So let me change the angle. So here are how my flames look like. So as you can see, it's not small enough to be classified as puny, but it's not like this flame is thriving in this candle. And I still got a pretty long ways to go, in my opinion. Definitely more than 50-60%. So I'm just worried. I feel like I really need to babysit this candle, or like try for sure if there's any gust of wind that occurs in my room, which doesn't because I have the door partly closed and the air is not on. I feel like one strong gust is just gonna blow out one of these flames, so I really have to watch it. Thankfully though, it could be because of the small wicks that there's no visible soot, and so far the scent of the candle hasn't changed. If I really smell it or like get close to it, I feel like the scent on cold while burning translates pretty well. Initially, I got more of that apple note on cold, but I feel like while burning, I get more of the marshmallow sweetness. So on cold, when I initially smelled it, I didn't get marshmallow fireside. maybe because I was expecting that masculine, like woodsy fire note. However, while burning Radiant Red Maple, I get more of the sweetness really comes out, which I really like. I'm not a fan of apple scents, but this one is really well executed. Sad, again, about the wicks. So I would say right now, it takes about 2 hours for my wax to fully pull out, which is really weird because typically I don't have that issue. It fully pulls out within an hour, but I have a feeling it's because these flames aren't the brightest or the strongest. I could try to maybe put it in a candle holder, but I just don't want to do that. But yeah, honestly, I think you might have better luck if you just plop this under a candle warmer or a candle crock. I'm debating doing that, but I love the experience of burning candles. So I don't know, we'll see. I don't really have much fallout. I just had one little carbon ball that fell into the wax pool, but no wax discoloration. Once again, no sooting. The only problem is that I'm not really getting much strength from the smell or throw. But if I do light this candle, I feel like it performs the best if I leave it burning for 4 or 5 hours, so that longer time really helps amp up the scent. And I would say I like the scent both on cold while burning. I like it that while burning I get a sweeter note than I do on cold, and not so much of that apple note, but either way it's really intoxicating. I just wish I got more. I'm convinced that there's some type of a boozy syrup note in here, almost like if you have chocolate and it has that little liqueur on the inside. I feel like that's in this candle, but instead it's like an apple plus a liqueur. So yeah, overall I have one more of these candles. They're currently sold out, I believe, in the stores near me and online. If this wasn't such a nice scent, I would definitely return this candle, but since I really like it and such, I don't think I will. Would I recommend it? No. I would probably only recommend this candle if you use candle crocks, candle lamps. Otherwise, you just need to pay close attention to this and don't trim your wicks. But yeah, that is my quick-ish review on the Radiant Red Maple Candle from Bath & Body Works. Hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.